Comfy seat. Okay, it's been a few developments with the Arduino. I've spent most of last night and quite a lot of today studying, and we've managed to get it to do some interesting things. It's also been pointed out, I've got a visitor. It's also been pointed out, yeah, that an Arduino is a microcontroller, whereas Raspberry Pi isn't. It's a microprocessor. So it has a slight difference, but yeah. I don't know. Raspberry Pis come later. Sergey does Raspberry Pis. He knows about that. So where are we at with this? So far, we've managed to. Excuse me. So far, we've managed to make it read light, and it's now decided it doesn't want to read light quite the way I wanted it to. So we'll have a closer look, shall we? Yeah, I think we shall. Okay, Arduino. It's running off the USB port on the computer. That's where it's picking up its power from. And we've got breadboard here with... It's checking me focus. It's all right. Yeah, okay. There's 3 LEDs on that, and this is a light-dependent resistor. At the moment, the green light is on because, well, there's an ARRI light blasting away in here, and we've also got 150 watt soft light just to fill in some of the shadows because it was a little ghastly yesterday. If I cover this, the blue LED comes on because we've lost light. Actually, it should be the red one by now, but that bit stopped working. Yeah, it's really quite clever, different coloured lights depending on the amount of light available. If we look at the computer screen, just turned off. How am I going to do this? At the same time as making me lights change colour, it's reading off the serial port. I need a torch. At the moment it says it's average light, so if I shine that at it, it says it's quite light, and the little green LED comes on. I take that away, it says it's average light, and if I cover it over, it says it's pretty dark for a moment. Now it's saying, oh, now it says pretty dark, and the red LED is working. Yay! So it's dodgy contact probably on the breadboard. That happens. There are any sort of little thin strips of metal, and they sort of don't always work. So I'm now quite impressed. I managed to do that. My next trick, if I decide to do it and don't get distracted by something else, will be to make it fade the LEDs between, you go crossfade between each other, depending on the light level, or I might cheat. I might use the input from a potentiometer to do that. The code, not the most elegant bit of code writing in the universe, as you can probably imagine from me. Isn't quite on screen, but it will be in a minute. Is there. And we'll just scroll through that fairly quickly, shall we? I haven't got one of these magic bits that reads directly off the computer. I have to video it, and you can see all the polarizing filter on the front. It's probably not helping the pretty patterns, but you know, there you are. It's LED screen, and yeah, there we are. So we sort of set int means integer. I discovered an integer is a whole number. Yeah, let's do a bit of maths. Integer is a whole number, like 1 or 2 or 47 are integers. 1.3, 2.6 and 47.984 are not. We see things there that say pin mode. That is telling the pins, the digital pins on the Arduino, whether they're inputs or outputs. Serial begin, that's telling it to open the serial port and talk to the computer. And then we've got light. Light equals the analog read from pin A0. That's the analog input. And then we tell the all 3 digital pins that they are now low. Okay, that means off. If light is less than 100, serial print, and then all that lot, it is quite light, and digital pin 2 is high. And there's a delay on the end of 500, that's 500 milliseconds, that's half a second, just so that we don't get this endless stream of data pouring up the screen. It's actually quite simple. It's simple to do. The problem is, the microphone's so close, every time I open my mouth I touch it. The problem is that the language, although it's English words, isn't anything like English. If you will notice the position of capital letters, they are critical. Funny punctuation, semicolons instead of full stops. Somebody I just walked past, I thought I knew. Yeah, full stops, no capital letters at the beginning of a sentence. It's really weird. And the syntax, the sentence structure is peculiar, and you've got to know, same as you do in English, except we know that instinctively, and if you're not English, if English isn't your first language, you know instinctively in German or French or multi or whatever language you speak. When you're learning a language, particularly when you're about 300 billion years old, like me, 14.5 billion years old actually, is the same age as everyone else, but that's Moosey's area. It actually becomes quite difficult to learn language, especially language is not like any spoken language on the planet. All the conjunctions are removed unless they're essential to explain something to the machine. Anyway, it's quite exciting, and there will be more developments, I am sure, and I actually quite look forward to doing the next video now. It could be quite soon, or it could be many months, you know what I'm like. We'll see you all again next time.